By faith, Abraham went places, and then later he would receive his inheritance. Is this not a beautiful part about faith? That in as much as you live your life and you want to realize quickly that which God has promised you, the Bible has a beautiful word right there, later. Therefore, faith is planted and harvests are later. Faith is outcome-based. That which you do now, the results can only be realized in the future. When Abraham agreed to have a contract, a covenant with God, the blessings of that contract would only be realized later. And as he walked to the later, to the future, he walked in obedience. He walked through the wilderness. Verse 8. He walked through the barren lands, and by faith he made his home in the promised land. This part you might need some extra information. That Abraham claimed the desert as his inheritance for his children, for the future generations. There was nothing in there. No one knew what would be underneath the ground in terms of wealth and etc. But when Abraham occupied that barren land, he did not only occupy it for himself, but even for his future generation. Faith therefore looks not only at the temporal pleasure, at the sacrifice of long-term goals. Faith can occupy things that are not yet and wait for the incubation of heaven to make those seeds and chickens come to pass. By faith, Abraham walked around like a foreigner in strange land. Faith makes you a foreigner. Faith makes you a foreigner. When you enter into a pub, faith makes you a foreigner. When you enter into a brothel, faith makes you a foreigner. When you enter into a tribal zone, faith makes you a foreigner. When you walk even amongst your own people, faith makes you a foreigner. Why does it make you a foreigner? Because it will make you think not according to the national anthems of that country, but will make you sing the national anthems of the kingdom of heaven. The flag that rises in your heart is not your national flag, but the flag of the eternal kingdom of heaven. Abraham lived a life like a foreigner, a stranger, walking and living in tents. Him and Isaac, they received the inheritance which God had promised him because they refused to become local people. They constantly pursued to be sojourners, to be pilgrims in search of a country of their own. Then the Bible says, if they had been mindful from the land from where the Lord had taken them out of, God would have given them an opportunity to return. But they longed for a country whose builder and maker is God. Therefore, God is not ashamed to be called their father, for he has prepared a better city for them. When you become a stranger, you begin to assume a different citizenship. In this world where people are ethnic, people are tribal, people are academic, people are worried about the sizes of their noses and the complexions of their faces. People want passports of different colors, where we are segregated by rivers and things of this world. I pray that all of us who believe in God will become strangers in search of a country of our own. Even if we might live in houses that are falling apart, God is not ashamed to be called our father. You might drive a car that is falling apart. God is not ashamed to be called your father, for he has prepared a better city for you. Consider everything for locals. You live a life of a foreigner.